Alright, cool. Guess that's as good as I'm gonna be able to get it. Whatever. Okay then. So today we're gonna be continuing to react to H3, reacting to the content cop, the full one. I'm having a bit of a brain fart. Let's chew it. Wait, let's go to history. Just kind of exposing myself a little bit. Oops. We're gonna go straight in where we left off.
Last night you used him.
Honestly, nothing better than when a guy breaks this out.
I seriously can't stop thinking about him.
Okay,
And you
good
get
for you. I need to get this forward. How the hell did I do that? Well, now y'all are just watching me struggle to figure out how to bring something forward. Always on top? What does that mean? I'm guessing that's not what I wanted to do. Because it's not true. Yeah. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do to get this to go forward. So, like, why doesn't YouTube automatically, same thing? Whatever, I guess I'm watching myself. Okay. Whatever. Let's get started. Just not gonna deal with that no more. Welcome.
With these people's logic, and like it actually scrambles your brain. And then when you come out to the real world and try to express those thoughts, it's so obvious to be like, dude, what? You're like fucking nuts. That's it. That's what's happening. He's snark brained, which I never thought Ian, my friend, would ever fall down that loop. And by the way, when I say he's snark brained, I'm not kidding. He was already in previously what we've shown before, shown screenshots from Snark as a reputable source of information.
We want to stay out of the drama.
God, I could
I don't
go on
believe you.
forever. I mean,
same guy that says that it's not like the crew should be staying out of it is sourcing Snark, who has been bullying the crew for no reason.
Everybody. They make everyone's life hell by definition.
Mm-hmm.
And presumably, it seems like he's been browsing there for a while. So.
Yeah.
That's friend activity right there. Warning, friend activity. Just look at him, man.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on takeout every done.
I'm getting back on track with Factor. Fresh.
Just look at him. Do the Fortnite thing. Just take
Why are we
that
making fun of his
fucking
appearance,
dumb
though?
face in. This man used to be this face used to mean something.
What does he mean by that? Like, when he was more of an awful person? This is too much, personally. Like, if we're gonna do a 5-hour long thing, this is a little much, I feel. It's just getting to be, like, hateful for no reason.
Please, God. Please, God. Give me the grace and the wisdom to never fall this hard. I've fallen in my career. I've fallen. I've gotten back up. I've learned. I've grown. Please, God, don't ever let me fall this hard. I'm speaking in tongues. Lord, don't let me land this fall.
How ironic is it that he's saying that and supposedly. He's being a little too harsh, And I don't know, like, the whole back lore for everything, so I don't know how much of what he's saying is even true. But, like, in general, he's being a little much. He's being a little aggressive, a little hateful, a little not much peace and love, you know what I mean?
An anti-Semitic demon.
Oh.
That would make more sense than whatever is happening.
That would actually make me feel better. We can treat
he's
that.
Possessed.
Yeah.
He didn't mean it in the end.
Get some garlic in the room.
Oh, that's vampires.
But I wanted to say, like, I'm not here to split hairs on nationality and stuff. Like,
No,
Are we
she's
not?
Lebanese. She identifies as that. That's fine, right? But like, he's crediting her as like, well, she's Lebanese, so she has this unique perspective on the world. It's like, excuse me, she lived there. She was born there. I lived there for 5 years. Either was born there though. She didn't have a choice in the matter. Anissa, has she even been to Lebanon? I don't know. I know she didn't grow up there. So it's like, bro, you can't give her authority and then expect us to be like, oh, you guys are idiots. You don't know what you're talking about. It's just not illogical.
But how is that even relevant to her not being able to stand up for me as a friend?
Because you're Israeli and she's Lebanese.
Exactly.
So, Israelis and Lebanese, they just can't get together.
Thank you.
By the way, shout out to my great 2 employees that I love and cherish. So.
What if they felt like you being called out was justified, though? Like, what if they thought, ooh, that don't look good, and they didn't want to publicly put themselves out there because maybe they don't even know what's going on fully, right? It would affect them a lot if they were wrong or on the wrong side of it. I don't honestly know what they'd be sticking up for, because if it's the CPS thing, I don't know why they were called. Aside from, like, the family getting Giardia, which I covered in my last stream yesterday, but I guess I don't know the full context as to, like, what the hell. What are they needing to, whatever all of their friends not sticking up for them for, or about, or whatever, like, what? Maybe I should know more context before watching this, but, like, I'm gonna be honest. This is my hot take so far, an hour in, but also watching the last time he reacted. He's not wrong. Like, they both have their points. You know what I mean? Like, if the people that Idubbbz had in their video are controversial, because Ian sorry, who? Ethan. Ethan and Ian is so crazy. He did show us Denham's stream and like how she was not correcting her chat about CPS and how she was acting like Giardia was some ancient, ungodly, incurable disease. Just definitely egging it on. And again, I don't know why. If it's just Giardia, that's not reason to call CPS. It's definitely reason to call a doctor and to get some suspicions arose. Some lessons need to be learned, hell, because what? But like, I'm sure there's been other events that have caused people to be concerned for their children that I'm unaware of. But like, if people like Denham's, who do things like that on their chat during their streams, is in the video, I can see where Ethan is like, what? That makes sense. You know what I mean? There are points like that where he shows evidence where he's like, what the actual fuck are you even doing or talking about when you, like, you're contradicting yourself, blah, 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 blah. I can see that. I don't know. I can see that. I'm not a fan of either of them. Just to be fully very clear and transparent. Not a fan of either of them. Not subscribed. I don't think I'm subscribed to Idubbbz, and if I am, it's because I've had this account. I don't even know how long. I don't even know who I'm subscribed to at this point. Like, to go through it at this point would be insane. So, I don't know, but obviously he hasn't made content in a while. When I was younger, I didn't know that it was wrong. I didn't know a lot of shit was wrong, though, to be completely real. So, obviously now, I don't go back and watch his videos. I don't look for his content. And I'm not interested in his podcast either. Not because it's boring, but because I don't want to put people like that on a platform. Just so blatantly, openly to the public, doing shit like what they did, insane. And I just feel like everyone should Jenna Marbles it if they're making their whole career off of some crazy shit like that. That's my opinion. And with Ethan, like, I just don't like their show. I don't like how hateful he is. I don't like how negative, and yeah. So, hand on the Bible, bitch.
Or Lebanese.
Yes. Yes.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans. Do we have that
I
one?
mean,
Like, just the other day, BB fired
So,
a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed.
so this is the Gallant thing, which
Snark's
is,
greatest hits.
Yeah, it
This
is.
is Snark's greatest
I think
hits.
he may have even ripped this from the Snark subreddit. Like, I think if
Probably.
you go there, you'll probably find this exact compilation that he ripped. Now, this is fascinating to me. They claim that Hila, if you read online about her, the claim is that Hila says children are trained to hate Jews from birth. What is their evidence?
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans. Do we have that
I
one?
mean,
Like, their evidence is Hila doing I mean.
and I don't even remember what, like, sometimes there's multiple conversations happening at once here. I don't even remember where this was going. Like, this was our post-election stream, right? Where we were all,
Yep.
yeah.
There was
Believe
lots of
so.
chatter back and
This was
forth, as the podcast
a
does.
nightmare of a
Yeah.
stream when we were like, okay, Trump won.
Oh,
So at any rate,
I don't even remember what, like,
So once again, world building on this.
Yeah.
This is their fucking evidence
How
for
does
this
Palestinians are-
insane claim, by the way, this extraordinary claim that Hila thinks kids are trained to hate Americans, which is what he said, by the age of 2. Pretty extreme claim. The evidence should be pretty extreme.
are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans. Do we have that
I
one?
mean,
Like,
Just the
checkmate.
yeah. Where does it go from there? Like, I don't say anything. I don't know what.
But, part of the reason why people are like, he's going to do a content cup on you, and I was like, there's no way. Because when I think about, like, actually what's out there, when you get to the nitty gritty, people say a lot of shit, but you can't show or support any of it because all of it is just fucking lies and bullshit.
Dan
And so I was
has
like,
for you the clip. Dan has the actual clip.
Let's see the context then, Hila.
big ideas.
I hope you're right because nasty people are.
Oh, okay. Great. Let's watch it
The
unfiltered.
movement of not voting is so funny to me. Especially by people pro-Palestine, because if Trump gets elected,
he's the most pro-Israel president of all
it's
time.
not good.
The context is he was fucking defending Gaza because people like Hassan pathetically voted for Jill Stein instead of Kamala Harris and say things as dumb as this.
Hypothetical reality where Kamala Harris would not be as bad as Donald Trump, which we have no proof for.
That's insane.
We were synced up there.
I was so proud of that.
Okay, but what about the context of that? They hate when people bring them out of context. But that's exactly what they just did. Because what is he talking about before and after that? Because we all know he does not support Trump. We all know Hassan does not support Trump. So what? I've heard him say, like, he's just, Kamala was a Democrat. He's progressive. So he's not going to agree with even her. He's not going to be like, well, she's better than Trump, so I'm not going to say a fucking thing. No, he's being realistic. I've seen him. And he wasn't wrong. Like, she could have said more about Palestine. She could have been way less pro-Israel in her campaign than she was, because let's be real. If you don't want people to do that to you, just don't do that to them. It's really not that complicated. You're almost 40.
My guy, dude. My guy.
That was what's up.
Shout out, dude.
That's the kind of chemistry we do here.
Ethan and I both talked about how people should vote for Kamala, and especially if you care about the Palestinian cause, because Trump is going to be way worse.
By the way.
And it's well known. He's friends with Bibi. They both are made of the same kind of, shitty behavior.
I feel like Hassan was, like, being realistic. Like, she could be just as fake. Because this is all very performative. Because it's the better of two evils, like, she could still be shit. You know what I mean? And he's not wrong. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
And that was also what I was trying to say about Gallant.
Of course. And so...
But, like, play the
again,
rest.
He takes you nodding.
Play the rest, though. Play the rest. Play that into the fucking... to the rest.
And removes it out of the context of you
like you just did.
Gaza.
For the movement.
I think it is. Fucking becomes insane.
Dude, at his rally,
yeah,
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans.
That's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Do we have that?
She didn't even respond immediately.
I'm not, and I'm still probably thinking.
He cut
also,
it together so it looks like you immediately responded.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. Okay.
I mean,
like Kamala,
the other one.
I could add it.
As long as both of his
He
clips
says
are
that. Listen, there's a lot of things being said. You listen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, and keep playing.
No.
In this rally?
No. I'm so sorry, but no. 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 She absolutely responded to that comment saying, I mean... There was no... it was silent. Am I wrong? I don't want to go too far back.
So bad. I don't understand.
No, this is part of what is
What is so bad
about
here?
This snark phenomenon is truly mine.
If you care about the Palestinian cause, because Trump is going to be way worse.
By the way.
And it's well known. He's friends with Bibi. They both are made of the same kind of, shitty behavior.
It goes silent after he says that comment. And then she
says...
says...
I was trying to say about Gallant.
I mean...
Of course. And so... Again, he takes you nodding.
There was no rebuttal from... Like, there was just maybe, like, somebody being like... Or, like, a small word or something. But there was no other comment to make her reply. I mean... Besides that one.
And it removes it out of the context.
And that's pretty damning. I'm sorry, but it is.
Gaza.
for the
I think
movement.
I got 3
but
pops
no, I
out
think
of
it
that.
is.
Ooh, 4.
Fucking becomes insane. Like
Dude, at his rally,
yeah, comes right here.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans.
That's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Do we have that?
She didn't even.
She directly replied. She directly replied with that. That's what she was. I'm sorry, but she absolutely kind of agreed. And I can understand, like, being like, but, like, I wouldn't do that. And I'm autistic. Unless. Yeah, no. Him saying that's pretty spicy is not something I'd go. Or no, she's going, I mean. That was a direct reply. Yeah.
Immediately.
I'm not, and I'm still probably
He
thinking
cut
also
it together so it looks like you immediately responded.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Because she did.
I mean,
Like Kamala,
the other one.
I could add it.
As long as both of his
He
clips
says
are
that. Listen, there's a lot of things being said. You listen.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, and keep playing.
In
He
this
said that at the rally.
Oh, that's epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta watch the Rudy
I'm
part.
just saying, I really think
and
it's
then there
important
I
people.
say I haven't seen this. This is like news to me.
He says, I wanna
haven't.
She quite literally didn't say, I don't think that that's true. They didn't say anything. So of course people are going to take it this way. Of course people are going to think that you think that's what is happening. That your lived experience in Israel brought you to believe that that could be a true statement. Of course people are going to think that. And y'all are being very defensive right now to think otherwise. Like, that's crazy.
The
that
Rudy
clip.
part, I haven't.
Yes.
Seen it
So show me what's so bad. I don't understand.
I
yet.
just
This
did.
is part of what is
What is so
maddening
bad
about
here?
This snark phenomenon is truly mind-blowing stuff. They're in like a collective psychosis, where they world build, and that's what it becomes. All right, let's move on. We got to make some ground here.
Okay. The other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
He looked mean. I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
No, it's not.
So yes, you caught us. We're not gonna run to your defense.
I just want to explain that one.
I
have the
we
context. I
Okay.
have this whole one is so stupid. The Gallant thing is like it's like eye rolling at this point. It's like
I
brother.
want to explain it because people bring it up nonstop. I apologize for it right away. When Ethan made a video to address this on his Ethan Klein channel, I
Next day I think
made
it
a
was.
quick appearance in that video just to say I'm sorry, I misspoke. I shouldn't have called him a really good guy. Like, I don't know why I said it like that. The point I was just trying to make is that BB fired him because they were disagreeing.
Here, you don't need to paraphrase it.
I
Let's
feel
watch
like
it.
the reason I
Okay.
brought it up was mainly
This is the next day.
to
And-
express the
Yeah.
frustration with BB
That's valid.
and him firing the one guy that was somewhat, attempting at moderation. It wasn't really so much to say Gallant is a good guy. I shouldn't have used that word. That was a bad choice on my part, considering stuff that he had said that I was not even thinking of. It really comes from the concerning feeling of like, we have Trump in office and BB just fired the guy that is opposing him. That's all I was trying to say, but I do understand that was not a good choice of words, and I would not have said that again.
Why can't y'all do the same
So,
thing?
I'm-
Like,
That sounds
when it comes to, like, them talking about the good stuff of Israel in such a time to be talking about that, like, why can't they just do the same thing that they're doing right here? Being like, maybe my, like, pride for being Israeli is just a little inappropriate right now. Maybe us vacationing there right now isn't a good idea. Again, I don't know when they vacationed there. The video that Idubbbz did makes it seem like they did it during this whole, it's been going on, but like since October, right? I'm acting like I got a beard, but my neck is so itchy right now. What the fuck? Yeah, like why couldn't they just do this? You know what I'm saying? Shitty quality video for an apology type beat.
sincere. I don't see any reason to hold that over your head forever as proof that you're genocidal IDF propagandist, which is what he's claiming.
Stepping away for a little while.
Yeah,
from
and
being
then
on
Hila's
camera,
stepping
being on-
away because the reaction was so cruel and over the top.
Yeah.
You stepped away for a while. But the main purpose of that comment was that, again, just fucking explain it for the 100th time. Gallant wanted to end the war. In the headlines at the time, he was in the headlines for opposing Netanyahu and wanting to end the war. That's what he was in the headlines for, and that's what we're referring to. We misspoke. It didn't sound good. We immediately corrected ourselves. You know, that's how mature people do. That's how how you're supposed to handle yourself, isn't it? Like, what more do you want me to do?
I have no problem apologizing and admitting.
When you
and
do that for
whatever
all of your wrongs
is
and not
needed
just
when
some of them,
things
yeah.
happen.
So, but his claim,
Propaganda
if you
and
go,
the shit coming.
so he goes back and his claim is important
Lisa
here.
is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out.
I'd love to chat with her about Israel-Palestine. No, I wouldn't actually. That would be a terrible experience.
That sounds like it would be
That'd
awful.
be a terrible experience. Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
not do that. Let's not.
A lot of
Out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please
Hello,
defend
everyone.
me. No, we're not gonna fucking defend you.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at
So he's saying I'm not defending you because of these two things.
2 years old to kill Americans.
Do we have that?
He cuts you nodding, which is totally, like, he cut out like a good few seconds there in between you considering things.
I mean,
like
just the other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
the Gallant thing, which is just so bad faith. It's
But
so
that is
such a low blow. Like,
such a
bro, you
disgusting
know.
way to edit me into like, look at this Israeli bitch.
Yeah, and the insinuation is that you can never fucking you can never correct yourself. You're never allowed to correct yourself. And Ian, that's kind of what your whole thing has become, right? You know.
He looked mean. I thought he was mean.
And then he shows a headline: Israel warns can send Lebanon back to Stone Age. Gallant says, "Yeah, I mean, like we said, we were excited that he wanted to end the war. Is that a problem?
Just because he looked mean.
No, it's not.
So
This, by the way, is his idea of joke and editing. Like, I don't know what's happening. The editing on this video is significantly worse than usual. His jokes are
Again.
There's one thing to be said about like silly.
5-hour-long video. Why are we nitpicking on this man's editing skills or his editor's editing skills? Like, who really gives a damn?
Low editing memes like the I just learned Photoshop meme, you know, with the frog. Like, that's funny. But this is the substance of all of his like additive edits. And it's all just like PNGs he directly downloads or some shit. I think someone else has been editing his videos, and this might be the first time he's been forced to edit his own video, and he's very bad at it. He's very bad at it. That has to be because it just doesn't make sense otherwise. Like,
So yes, you caught us. We're not gonna run to your defense when, I don't know, we follow people.
yeah, and once again, what an insane characterization that I'm mad because you follow people. And he goes on about this.
We be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
So,
The problem.
okay, if you want to hang out with those people and have no spine and not stand up for another girl that stood up for you, enjoy your new friends.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know,
in her chat,
yeah,
Which I'll
she's
show.
friends with
Denims is
Denims.
actually participating in this whole.
Here he brings the
child
employees
protective-
again into it.
He says, I want to play this whole part because I have a response. Over half of their current and former employees follow Denims. It's almost like that's not the problem. Service lie.
Yeah,
Which I'll
and if
show you
you're
guys
friends with
today.
them, then you're seeing what they're saying.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking about this Denims character. Originally, the complaint was
Right,
about
the girl who accused me of leaving shit on the floor and that CPS should be called, right? Just to remind you, Ian, because I don't know if you know that.
my former editor. He's been chatting shit about Ethan and Hila for the past year at least. They only care about it now because I guess it was spoon-fed to them via their Reddit that's clearly looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat
Unlike, I guess you're looking out for me.
it. We are friends with Denims, but I would...
Well,
Okay.
I find that reprehensible. Like, that's my problem. That's what I
That's
said.
exactly what we were
That's what you
saying.
confirmed. Again, the self-owning in this video is catastrophic. Yes, you're friends with Denim. are these people in the crew friends with Denim to that extent where, let's see, here's Anissa in Frogan's chat defending her tweet about, sorry, hold on. Here's Anissa in her chat, okay, defending her take that October 7th was like a justified act of resistance or whatever. It's just insane. I mean, we can show it for posterity. Maybe it's even here. But you guys know the tweet. It was something like, left, or people want to phone. I don't remember. Yeah.
Who fucking who?
Did you send it?
Is Drogon
5B,
white?
baby. We know what's up. We got numbers. We got letters. That's what it is. Oh, thank you.
Grogan white?
So this is the tweet, by the way, that
Frogan.
that what's the saying? Set 1,000 ships to sail or something. Frogan, leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America, but as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. Now, this is important to note that on October 7th at 2:30 a.m., me and Ela were in bed as this story was breaking, listening to Israeli families call into news stations begging for help and being burned alive in their safe rooms. This was as scenes of horror were unfolding as they were in kibbutz, civilian living quarters, and civilian concerts, slaughtering, raping, murdering, mayheming civilians. So at the exact moment that that's happening and her take is fucking insane. It's actually insane. And so to see Anissa in the chat saying, I think you will realize what he's saying isn't the best in a week or so. It's fueled by pain. I really hope he talks about it calmly later. I think it will be better. Now, again, it sounds nice, but she's talking about Hamas killing civilians. I'm not changing my mind on that one, and but I'm glad. And so when I see something like this, I'm like, oh God, I didn't know that it was like that. I didn't know that she was like, remember Milhouse, the guy who's like laughing and giggling, all giddily about Israelis running for their life. We watched it on Wednesday.
Seriously, though, is
Here she
Frogan
is
white?
in his DMs. He accidentally leaked it, and guess who's there? Anissa. Yeah, this guy is probably, I mean, the most
Hello,
despicable
Sarah Lynn. How
of
are
the
you?
bunch.
I'm doing good.
Here is Anissa, something saying, if there's anything you're unsure, I don't know what they're talking about, but here's Denim's in his in his convo. Here's someone just talking about me. It's like, you all are talking together. You're involved in this, and I know that. Like, let's not pretend like it's not fucking obvious. It's not because you're following them on Twitter. That's insanely stupid. It's like a baby brain take. What an idiot.
We want to stay out of the drama.
That's just not true. I just don't think that was a genuine statement. I think I closed it. Oh, no,
I can agree with that.
Would say it's the same level of friendship that we had with Ethan and Ela. It's like kind of
That's so fucking insultingly. Like, they really rewriting their history of like.
What's your take on all this drama, Sarah?
This is like Trump talking about Epstein.
The only thing Ethan did,
Except
and
I'm not Epstein.
points out is that I don't know if you want to read. I guess that at least Milhouse did not endorse that you killed Shredder and the CPS stuff.
Which is all I wanted to hear from Ian.
Right.
Ironically. But okay, I'm pausing too much.
internet friendship. We think that she's a good person, like we think Ethan and Ela are good people. Kind of a tricky situation.
Asterix Israeli. Don't defend them.
How can you possibly think that they're both good people at their core?
Well, one's wrong. One did something wrong and despicable to the other one. It's not rocket science, dude.
People can have crash out moments. People can say things that they don't mean. People can say things because they want internet clout and attention. I don't know.
Unlike this video, which, reminder, fucking 3,000 views after 3 weeks, sir. Talk about snark-brained a loser. Why are you in Hassan's fucking office doing the Fortnite dance? Was that not for clout? Was that
I'm not, like, he's not
straight,
wrong, though. Some of his points are
straight,
valid. Like doing something like that, while I understand, like, his intro, he was trying to, you know, gather his audience back together in a way, catch everybody's attention. But, like, some of his points are valid. Like, he does kind of take some things out of context. He does kind of do things a little bit kind of for clout. because I don't know why, but I mean, money. This whole thing is very money based, but like, he's not entirely wrong. Both of them are both wrong and right on their points. So, but I do want to know if Rogan is white or not, and like, how do Muslim people feel about white people being Muslim, like converting, like how because I'm white. I don't have, my opinion doesn't matter. But like, is she white? Are they white? I don't know.
Yourself up to like the altar of the most obvious bait of all these fucking people who are frothing at the mouth about me on Twitter to come and support you. Please, bro.
I think they're both probably guilty of saying things that they don't mean.
To be honest, this could have been an email. This is like a meeting we all were forced to go to. Because it could have been an email. Really? And I agreed with his point about denims, like her not correcting her chat when they were going a little crazy, because he did show the context of why they don't particularly like her, you know, explaining how she didn't correct her chat when they were talking about Giardia, and then how Giardia is like some ancient crazy disease, and it's just not that crazy. I do think it's sus if your whole family gets Giardia. I think you should look into why and learn some lessons, like I already said, but like, I also don't know like the other claims. I know like during frenemies around that time, they were getting like swatted all the time, and that those calls were all obviously just invalid and wrong, but I don't know about these CPS ones. I don't know why people assume, because if it's anything like what Denim's chat was like, everybody being like, call CPS now, Giardia, that's an ancient incurable disease, call CPS. If it's like that, and her speaking on it as if she has any kind of like knowledge about it when she doesn't, I can understand. I will say he doesn't have to be so hateful, though. He doesn't have to call people stupid. I mean, you know, that's why I'm still not a fan of Ethan. But Ian really did take things out of context, but so does Ethan.
Internet clout and attention.
Bro, you were so smug. She did CPS, remember that? Okay, good.
Right now, one's a little bit more fucking nasty to me than the other.
Oh, so it's personal. Okay. I just don't see how you can be my friend and also be friends with someone like that. Clearly stated, and he says he's friends with Denim. That was my problem.
Yeah. So I already forgot about you.
I actually have a lot of friendships that are kind of that way, where it's like, you know, one of the friends doesn't fuck with the other friend.
Do you? Are you fucking 8? Like, who has friendships like that? I don't even believe him. I don't know why he's claiming that. I got a whole bunch of friends. They hate each other, but I got a... what?
And he's friends with Andrew Tate.
But there is someone...
Is he saying Andrew Tate is his friend?
Oh,
Steiny.
Who kind of fucks with both of them.
Yeah.
But separately.
Yeah,
he put a lot of friendships that are like that. I'm not going to make you guys, like, meet up and kiss or anything. I get it. You guys are in fucking... You're either my...
But it wasn't like she was just shit-talking Ethan and Hila behind their back. It was a CPS call that happened. Whether she did it, whether one of her followers did it, it was a CPS call. And even if they deserved the CPS call, right? Let's say they did. Most people that are in that position are going to, no matter what, feel like whoever called them were betraying them, especially if it's someone close to them, they're going to be like, oh, that's hurtful. Why would you do that to me? And so it would make sense for Ethan to react that way regardless, because it's a CPS call. Like, that is, they open in a whole investigation just because of the call. That's like a crazy, it's not that he's mad that he doesn't think that you're gonna try and make them meet up to talk about it. He's mad because you're friends with someone who's inciting CPS on his family, using her stream publicly. I don't know, like, I understand that.
Best friend who's deep-throating me to the base of my cock.
That was epic.
What?
That was epic joke. Remember Idubbbz? He's edgy and he says cool stuff, sexual stuff, edgy stuff. Oh, that's the old Idubbbz. He's so funny and edgy. We love that imagery.
He also burps sometimes.
He does burp in this video, which is like, oh, he did the thing, bro. Imagine me still doing vape niche. That's literally what he's doing. Like, holy shit, bro. Vape niche, y'all. Holy shit.
I can understand it being cringy the same way that like Rick and Morty, Rick always burping and being gelatinous. It's a little old to me.
You are Satan. You're the devil.
Oh, he said devil silly. He's back. He's so back. The last thing I said to Anissa, we were texting before I ever talked about it. She's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, the conversation ended.
She never replied.
Ethan, you can't even phrase it in a way that doesn't make you sound like you're being coercive and shitty.
It sounded totally reasonable, actually. I didn't think it sounded
Fine.
coercive and shitty at all. We had a frank conversation where I was like, what? Like, this is totally unacceptable. Like, I don't understand how you guys can, like, associate with this person.
We're all creators and we all are online. So for us to ask you to say something publicly is not that
Let me
weird.
pull up my text with her.
It's not me asking like a childhood friend that's not on the internet, like, hey, can you go say something publicly for me or we can't be friends? Like, it's a little different.
Let's see what this conversation with Anissa was like here.
This
In fact, let me
music.
give you, here, I'm going to give this to one of you guys and you can see if there's anything interesting in here that's worth following. I haven't reread it.
Your paid cast members.
I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate.
God, look at Ducky. He's so cutie right now.
We want to stay out of the drama.
He's like so comfortable looking. Yeah, so my conversation with Nisa was like, why are you friends with this person? They're despicable. Look what they did. And she's like, I am so sorry. That was so unfair and blah, blah, blah. And I says like, well then, like, you should have no problem saying something like about it. And she, after that, the conversation ended on that. And I was like, well, exactly what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you should have.
It is a point where it's like, there's sides. You're picking
Yeah.
a side. And I'm not going to sit around and pretend like, I'm cool with you being friends with Denim. She's a disgusting human being.
No problem.
And so are you.
Publicly denounced.
I don't know if I would call her a disgusting human being. I mean, but then again, I don't know the full context. I don't know her back lore. I don't know the lore.
Right. Does that sound like a friend? It kind of sounds like something a powerful villain would say.
Thank you for the compliment. I also see myself that way. I appreciate that. Well, I mean, you guys were already a shitty friend, so it was kind of like, it's kind of just saying what it was, you know.
But it was so funny how she immediately went to comment everywhere, like on our subreddit. She immediately had to comment like, oh, he doesn't work with us anymore.
Yeah.
But that was it. That's all.
Not defending us, by the way, not disagreeing with anything he said.
What she said.
But then say that you don't.
Okay. Do you have
agree.
anything else to say for your friends, though?
One of the reasons Anissa was so quick.
So thank you for pulling this, Ian. That's not Ian's editor. That's someone Ian hired before CC2 who did some editing but isn't working for Ian anymore and hasn't for a long time. Now, we read this and understood. It's like, okay, fine. But if you go to his website, it's all Creator Clash. And, I think Dan sees something interesting there.
to clarify things in your Reddit is because your Reddit was already talking about who this editor is, and they were spreading misinformation that it was our co-host on.
Let's see this hard-hitting screenshot.
Well, you're just going like super deep in the comments.
No idea who this person is. I don't follow Idubbbz or have Twitter, but like, is it well known this person's their editor? How could they think nobody would notice? Yes, he's on a this person is wrong, and this was not a popular opinion. I knew this was not true, and other people knew. There's someone on his podcast that is not the person they're talking about. And so that never really percolated to the point. And again, he's showing as evidence 2 likes, 0 likes.
0 likes. Clearly people disagreed with the comments.
He has arrows pointing to these hard-hitting evidence here. 2 likes, 0 likes. Bro, that's not hard-hitting.
Also, the Reddit post says the name Froggy Tonic.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, we're talking about the right person. So what does it matter what people
Yeah, a
said
few
in the
people were
Reddit thread?
confused.
Oh my god.
Froggy!
But also, like, totally understandable. Okay, I'll continue.
That it was our co-host on our podcast, Uncle Dane. So yeah, the last thing we wanted is this guy getting pulled into this mess.
Which you're doing right now, by the way.
Seriously.
Shout out
nobody
Uncle
was even
Dane.
talking about Dane.
I wonder what Dane's tweeted about me. Now let's look.
Oh god.
I'd love to know.
And you guys don't give a fuck. Would it have been nicer and more supportive to say, we don't agree with the things he's saying and we support Ethan and Hila? Sure. Like,
Oh wow, thank you.
Make Michael's your new balloon destination. Find a wide range of colors, styles, and even character designs.
That's kind of funny.
Oh my god, do I do that or do I do a content cup? What is the decision? I don't know.
I'm so glad we got to the bottom of this, you guys. I thought we were going to do a long episode.
I agree, because I agree this could have been an email. So, he did not need to make a content cop.
I thought we were going to be here all night. It looks like he finally understands.
We will see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
It's a
My
rainy
sock is
day
in
out there in Los
outside. Is
Angeles. Mics are out.
My sock is inside out.
All right, actually, well, let me see what he says afterwards. Then we'll end it.
yeah, that would have been a nicer thing to say. Our silence
Yeah.
means something. It
No shit.
That was my point.
It's almost like we were exactly right in the way we interpreted your silence.
That's why we were upset. Your silence means something. That's what we felt. That's what we acknowledged. That's what we saw. And you just
I think you're spending too much time with Dennis because like this self-owning, I don't think Idubbbz
Doesn't look
used
good on
to do
you.
that before.
No, this
You self-own yourself already like.
You know
5
what I was
times.
thinking as I watched this video? But I was like, as much as I hate Noah Sampson and his video and his outrageously defamatory claims, that aside, his video was much better. Like, I think of all the Ethan hate videos that have come out in the past 2 years, this is probably the worst one, ironically.
Yeah.
Mika's rhetoric.
It's reminiscent of Mika's rhetoric.
It's in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking
Yeah, you're
about.
right.
Hi everyone.
But
it's
at
me
least
again.
Mika is like, I'm just a silly girl. I don't know anything. Like, she's not presuming an air of authority or like noteworthiness.
Fair enough.
You know what I
She's
mean?
not an OG YouTuber that has a history with us.
Right.
I've also vouched for Jewish people.
Oh, she said that.
That was Mika.
That was Mika.
She won me over in that moment. She's not that bad. She longs for Jewish
Hi
people.
everyone. It's me again.
I don't even think Ian or Anissa could say that. I mean, I don't even think they could say that.
No.
You know? Funny. You don't agree with us because we're Israeli.
So can I give you back
I can
your phone?
vouch for Jewish people.
Did you see anything interesting or no?
I mean, you could.
All people, really.
I'm sure people would be interested. Everybody's always, ooh, you're leaking DMs or whatever.
Is there anything that's like worth
Well,
sharing?
I think it's funny that you described that guy as the guy that looks like Millhouse to her while having us in the middle of a serious conversation.
I don't know his name.
Why is he still wearing a wig?
I genuinely, I don't know his name. What did I say? Give the context.
Where did it go?
I genuinely, I didn't know what his name was. That's how we refer to him. guess I could say the guy who was giggling with glee at Israeli civilians running.
You were saying it's a very malicious, hateful, alienating, terrible, everything, etc. But Frogan, Denims, and that dude that looks like Milhouse that lived in Lebanon, they're despicable and they're participants. That was the...
Yeah, I'm speaking pretty plainly to my friend.
Yeah, you said you probably saw Milhouse accidentally show DMs and you were in them. If you want, I can show you, but the man is evil, and anyone that associates with him, I can't really be friends with.
Yeah, so when I saw her in his DMs, I was like, this is
You offered to explain why.
This is getting to be too much. And so I actually reached out to them directly to express myself like, hey guys, this makes me really uncomfortable. And then Ian's like, dude, don't you get it? How can you assume all this stuff, but our silence means something? Are you... His brain cells are at war.
Yeah.
He's losing them as we watch. They're fighting. We need our brain cells aligned. They're at war.
Again.
Anything else?
Too much.
I don't want to be the judge of that. I thought that line is funny. I'm not going to decide what DMs.
I think it's enough context. It's fine. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, give me that. It's not like we have.
If it's not, let's not, because we have so much to get through.
Yeah, okay. I'll look through it and see maybe if it's interesting.
We have
so I'll read this last part when he says, oh, I gave this horrible ultimatum to them.
Okay.
Let's see, leading up to that. I linked her a Froggy Tonic post.
Froggy!
This is just an example. He said, I'm quite convinced Hila has a lot of editorial control over Ethan's opinion on Israel, and thus repeats things on the podcast. He said so himself, being nothing before her. He said she translates his Israeli news. We have seen her redirecting her opinions at his opinions of it live on air. Now, what I thought was interesting is that this is verbatim the same things that people accuse her of doing to Ian.
Yeah.
So I thought she would at least be understanding and sympathetic to that. To that he's actually literally being like, actually, Hila's a Lady Macbeth and she's manipulating Ethan. Does that sound familiar, Anissa? I said, I'm sure you can understand being friendly with someone there's going to be a problem for us. Again, my door is always open to you guys as longtime dear friends, I said. She said, no, we aren't friends. I don't talk with him regularly. I don't pay attention to his tweets. I just saw him posting a screenshot I wanted to use for promo and let him know I was yoinking it. I didn't realize he was still on a tirade until I saw a Reddit post on Ian's channel. Now, that's actually a lie, as Ian explains that it's on his feed and he sees it. Truthfully, we aren't very tapped into what's happening past worrying about Creator Clash. That's a lie. You're literally in the DMs of all these people.
Yeah.
We know vaguely when, and clearly you are following it based on this video alone. Liars. We know vaguely when people are fighting online because we have to for promotion's sake, but beyond that, we don't have much time to keep up with details, especially people's Twitters who aren't actual influencers themselves. Ooh, diss to her friend.
Do his Twitches, his tics get worse when he reads?
So reading that, she was pretty flippant, like, it's not a big deal, like, and so my response was, well, in that case, you should have no problem publicly denouncing the horrible shit that he said about Hila and myself. Then hopefully, right? Praying hands. Right? I was like, okay, well, then it shouldn't be a big deal. That's it. That's it.
Oh
Anyway.
my God.
It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out. And then maybe we can find a moment in time, I don't know how long it'll be, but a moment in time in the future where
Don't hold your breath.
things are a little bit easier to broach.
Do you think that do you think that your friendship is that much of a prize? That I'm like, I need to go to therapy and I need to I need to think the right way. I need to fit in and I need to think the right way so that I can finally.
No, I think if he really thinks what he thinks about you, he just wants you to better yourself. For yourself.
Be friends with Ian and Anissa, who, by the way, judge me for being Israeli just for being born there, who secretly judge me and hate me and flirt with all of these people that fucking do unforgivable, despicable acts. God, I wish I could be their friend again. It's just crushing me.
I don't think we need to do it right now. But you've insisted that this is an important thing to address.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, he did not insist on making a content cop. I will say that.
To me, which it wasn't to you, and that's what happened.
I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Instagram story.
I would have been perfectly fine with you not being a shitty friend. He's talking silly again.
Sorry. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me and my wife on your podcast.
Was that a problem? You fucking spineless hack coward loser? Well, I don't think you're gonna like this podcast very much then. Hit the laugh track. I don't think you're gonna like this podcast very much then, sir.
Are you looking for the best meal plan to round out your fitness routine? I got you. Factor was the missing link, not just for reaching my...
You spineless, degenerate loser. You are not even a shadow of your former self. You're dead. That's the thing. You're not even there's no shadow because you don't exist anymore. Like, zombie came out of the earth and like okay, it's an extended metaphor.
Gotta be undead.
Yeah, it's an
Not
extended
dead.
metaphor. It's gone too much. It's gone too much.
Gotta be undead.
Thank you. Not undead. So I'm taking it back.
Well, it's the second time I've had to correct you.
I
on-
apologize. I apologize. I'll speak more clearly. Thank you for correcting me. Undead is a zombie? Or zombie and undead? Is that the same thing?
We want to stay out of the
they're
drama.
not the same thing, but yes, a zombie is undead, yes.
Okay, I said zombie. Splitting hairs.
Zombie.
You said he was dead.
Okay, let's move on. I'm being silly. Let's move on. We're being silly, guys. You don't need to clip this, guys. You don't need to clip this as proof that I'm a tyrant boss. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not say that silly enough? Ooh, I'm sorry. Am I not silly enough for you? Right.
All right, dude.
Stop it.
I'm sorry, but the guy knows comedy.
Podcast twice. I would be fine with you not brigading my comment section on my
I
podcast.
didn't brigade your
Sorry?
fucking comment section, you dumb loser bitch.
Brigading.
Like if our fans end up over there. By the way, your fans are our fans. A lot of our fans liked your appearances on our show. Anissa famously said, "I love going on your subreddit because that's the only place on the internet they're nice to me." These are the people that you courted to come watch your fucking podcast. And guess what? Now you pissed them off. Deal with it, dumb bitch. How's it my turn? How's it my fault? You should be thanking me for even putting your dumbass on my fucking podcast when the whole world hated you and I didn't mind sticking my neck out for you. Oh, is that transactional? No, I expect some fucking, can you not have any expectations for your friends? Like, is that crazy? Okay.
It's 3,000 views a week because I prefer to not to do harassment campaigns and instead talk about Vampire's Kiss.
Ah, that's why no one watches. Very good. Very good. At least say.
About this aggression.
I said the see you next Tuesday word.
Oh, yeah, don't say that.
I had to bail. I
don't
said
even know if
You
people
snuck that one
heard
in. I didn't even hear it.
I just want to be clear about what was cut because last time
It was
everyone
pretty
people go, I gave what was cut? What was cut?
It was under the radar C word.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
I don't want to be. I want to play it safe here. I don't want to get this whole video yoinked because I said the C word once. But I mean, he is a C word. You know. Exactly.
That you're putting out.
So let me go back because
Yeah,
I
so go
buttoned
for
out this
problem.
part. She actually.
She thinks they have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Go fuck yourself. What about your girl? This is what
What about your girl?
I'm talking about. This aggression that you're putting out into the world. What the?
Unlike what? Yeah,
What are you doing?
You're the pacifist, right? You're the supposed pacifist. I'm glad I could
Yeah.
bring this out of you, buddy. I mean, it's really something no one else could do, apparently.
Fuck do you think we're gonna do? You think I'm gonna fucking sit on my hands when you do this shit?
Probably would have been wiser than this. You know?
Weird statement.
Yes, you could have done that. I thought you were the fucking Buddhist. You were the pacifist. You were like the enlightened, bro. You ascended.
Like, this is nasty. We had such a fair response to
Why
it.
are you wearing a gold tooth? Like, is that like the little X factor about this video? Is like, I've got a gold tooth.
Do you want some fucking tea?
How is he gonna talk about me being nasty and not explain what happened that morning?
Pretty
I
despicable.
told you, I can't get over that point.
Yeah, just it's important to bear in mind that all these clips is the morning CPS was called. So pretty despicable.
Y'all
business
didn't
there.
have to do the podcast
to
that day.
exclude that.
You guys were going through. We don't support harassment. It's a bad thing, but it happens.
That being
It
said,
happens.
I would like to jump on the top of a
Yeah.
giant dog pile that's been going on for 2 years to end the hateful cycle.
You know what's
And
a series where it happens a lot? Content cops.
I thought he disavowed that.
Personally, I'd go with Sparkle. It cleans everyday messes, and it won't clean out your wallet.
Add to cart.
I was morally grandstanding and
Yeah.
acting as if
Yeah,
I'm
go on.
any better than any of these people that I was making content cop videos on. It's also indoctrinated a lot of people into thinking that this is an okay way to behave. I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate. It's super
It's kind of spitting
irresponsible
facts.
and shitty.
Like, listen, I know that didn't please everyone, but if you make a decision that's so drastic, at least stand by it.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, buddy. Welcome back to the fray. How's it working out for you? Enjoy your new friends who will, like, literally abandon you the second you disagree with them on one single inch of the narrative.
You're perpetuating it.
You fucking propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter. Once again, why am I saying that, and to who? Probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching himself. Dan KK. That's a joke. Is that a problem that I said a joke? I think Ian forgot what a joke is. I genuinely think he forgot.
I think there's a strong case for that here in this video. Like, seriously.
He forgot what a joke is. Why would you show that as some great example? Okay.
Take a joke.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I even fucking
Take a joke.
Bobby understands. Kay Clancy has a similar view on Hitler. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, by the way, fucking anti-Sem. So he says that my calling Dan KKK Clancy is harassing him. Where did that come from? Zach, do you know?
Dan KKK Clancy.
Whose voice was that?
I did.
Play it again. Whose voice was that?
Dan KKK Clancy.
That wasn't Keemstar. That wasn't Keemstar. That wasn't the.
Have we gotten to the part where he talks about how he can't control himself, so he needs the button yet? Like where he's like a man-child who doesn't understand what words to use and how to not be inappropriate or insensitive?
Hassan, that would be really weird.
That would be weird.
Dan KKK Clancy.
Considering he's doing the Fortnite dance behind him, like taking this moral, but he can't be the one.
KKK
Yeah,
Clancy.
that doesn't make sense. That's impossible. It can't be.
I just realized. I thought it was weird as
View on Hitler.
fuck.
By the way, I'll get into this later, but that's Hassan admitting that he's been to a Diddy party. The dude's been to a Diddy party after spending the last 2 years attacking Evil Dan for being the diddler because I don't know, some random association with Diddy. Bro, you've been to his party.
I just thought they were great.
That would be
reaction.
crazy if
They
that's
are.
true.
They're very useful. Yeah.
But not
Because
surprising.
Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite, completely defensible. You should see
Yeah.
why I said that.
Yeah.
Instead of just showing me saying something with zero context about who I'm talking about or why I'm saying it. Fucking great. Good content, bro. Super
That's
good.
valid.
You can't expect other people to stop harassing you if you continue to
Okay, we're talking about harassment, or are we talking about your friends propagating CPS coming to my house to take my kids away? Like, we're not gonna play this game, okay? where me being a dick and making fun of people is the same as your friend Denums supporting someone named Bad Empanada, showing him on stream when her whole chat is saying call CPS. Let's not play this fucking game. I mean, how pathetic does it get, dude?
How are you gonna talk about like not supporting harassment and start the video with like dancing and flipping us off with all of our current enemies?
That's a really good question.
It just doesn't make sense.
That's a really good question.
At
I think,
least, like-
is this his thing of like, the Leafy thing, like, I'm gonna harass you back? I don't know. It's not very well explained. I think I'm giving him a lot of grace by even like trying to explain that there's any like thought put into this video.
Harass people. Let's think about it on a micro level. Have you ever been in a comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever if you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of okay. What does that have to do with me?
I don't know.
Are you okay? You talking to me? Like a line, what happened today, that should never be crossed, even by like the most cynical. What am I talking about?
Do you care to explain what's the line that was crossed?
What line was crossed, Ian?
Do you care just for a second to explain?
What line was crossed? Please tell the audience so they can follow. Toxic people. It's going to have ramifications in terms of how I conduct myself. In terms of these fair weather friends who are, so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan.
So again, he's not showing the context. What was the okay, I'll play this part, but did you guys ever find the context of what I was talking about here? Because I feel like I wasn't even talking about him. I could be wrong. I just don't remember ever saying like Ian was friends with me to get something out of it. I feel like he might be taking that out of context. I could be totally wrong, and I'd like to know one way or the other. If I did say that,
I thought you were talking about them, about Anissa and Ian in that clip.
That's the same clip of
It's all the
when
part of the same
CPS was
clip.
called.
Yeah.
Same clip.
It's part of the same conversation.
And that is a
I don't think it's out of context.
rich thing to say. Like you're the H3 podcast, okay?
That's right. Keep my name in your mouth because I know you fucking love it.
A lot of friends of the show. There's even more fair weather friends of the show. Let's not.
Oh yeah. I'd like to welcome you in the halls of greats such as Jimmy Lee. Welcome to the annals of history, my friends. You've now been converted from friend to enemy on h3lore.com. It's happening.
Let's not get into this shit, okay? That is so bizarre and insulting to see.
Yeah, I am. By the way, I am insulting you because I think you are a disgusting human being and are worthy of being insulted.
Suggest that I was only ever being friends with you to get something out of it.
I don't think that's what I meant because I don't think that's something I would ever say. I think I must have been talking more like generally just about how. I guess actually, you know what? He did have a lot to get out of us. No, it wasn't out of context because he was happy to come on and promote Creator Clash 1 and 2 when it was basically like an H3 fan meetup in those fucking arenas, and to come on and promote it and do all this. And then I 100%. And by the way, I co-sign it. I'm going back. I remember now. I'm owning it. Yeah, that's what happened. You were happy to come on the podcast and get this tremendous promotion for your event. But when all I wanted for you to do was say the bare minimum of like, hey,
as much as possible.
This is not true, by the way.
And add to anything.
This is fucked up. This is not true about CPS, whatever.
Sorry to say it. Sorry to this man. But it's valid.
The bare minimum. But remember what he said. Our silence means something. Okay.
I like the way he said. Okay.
No, I'm friendly with you.
Why does he have a punching bag in the background? Like, what is the background going on? What is going on, girl? The shirt, the gold tooth, the hair. It's a choice.
Say I'm a light friend.
Okay.
Okay.
The whole downplaying of the friendship. Okay.
Because it's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years. And as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
Who else do we want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's called the H3 Podcast. It's always been my emotional dumping ground. What are you talking about? It's my show. I can dump. I take a dump on you. I'll take a dump on anyone. By the way, give the context of why we were angry.
Yeah.
You said burning more people.
Not what podcasts are. There was a way to.
Are you the arbiter of what a podcast is? Sorry, I'm pausing it too much, but this claim is insane.
Today, you're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not what podcasts are.
He is the fucking keeper of podcasts. I didn't know that. Ian
That's
is the
also
decider
valid.
of what podcasts
Like, you
are.
can't gatekeep
I
like what a
defer to your
podcast
expertise,
is. That's
sir.
true.
With 3,000 episodes 3,000 views per episode, clearly you are in a class of your own, sir. Allow me to talk silly for a minute. Sorry.
There was a way to approach us to say like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something.
Gross.
He said that in a text message to them privately.
Yeah,
You've decided to do the
That was all
extra
cool.
thing and attack. Now, in
Disgusting.
fairness, I am attacking back, but I feel very insulted and I feel defensive and I feel like I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you.
What a hero.
Oh, wow.
It's not just about him.
The president of Snark, you guys. Introducing Idubbbz.
Snark
I'm gonna be
Dubs.
honest.
Snark
I'm bored and I
Is this
want to get
Snark
to the part
Dubs?
where
Is that a good one, maybe? Because I feel like Snark is like the big... Not it. Said it backwards? Interesting.
because at this point, like, they're making valid points, but I want to get to where Ian is talking about how Ethan is like needs the button and he does like that whole montage. Did he already do that? I don't know. I just want to see more of his points. Because so far I have nothing to say, because that's valid.
Thing. I don't know who the fuck this is, but he shows Theo Vaughn, which again, not a friend, but I will tell you this, because your content copying research goes so deep. This is what I posted when I saw that Hassan was on Theo Vaughn's podcast. Pretty biting stuff here. Theo Vaughn having Hassan on and not asking about his statement to kill Rick Scott, his love and support for terrorism, his disdain of liberal democracy is truly an embarrassment that I hope Theo Vaughn doesn't soon live down. Absolute shame. Ironically similar to how Hassan interviewed the Houthi terrorist. Wow, what a coward. I mean, bro, you're fucking just wrong. Like, what an idiot. What a loser.
I have heard that Theo is not progressive, not democratic, that he leans more to the right. Or that he supports Israel, you know, things of that nature. Don't know how valid that is. Or true.
And by the way, there's a whole side convo about how I'm lying because they did
But
talk
I
about Rick
wouldn't wanna
Scott. Now,
see
for the record,
Theo
Theo did not ask him about Rick Scott. That's my...
on
He did not
Hassan's
come
podcast.
prepared to talk about someone that I consider to be a terrible
Unless
force
he was, like, trying to convert
in the
him or
culture
something.
and the country. He didn't come prepared, right? And so he gave Hassan the opportunity to bring up his threats or his
about you, man, and I don't know that I'm even comfortable being here anymore.
Oh no.
It really kind of shed light on you in a way.
Yeah.
You kind of like have leftist politics and stuff like that, and I actually feel betrayed.
Yeah, you.
And so I'm actually just here to let you know this is the last time I'm ever coming.
You don't fire back.
Yeah, I mean, so Stavros isn't my friend. I saw that clip and it did make me. It made me like, damn, that's kind of annoying, right? Like it made me feel like, yeah, that's kind of sucks. But he's not my friend. I would be totally out of line to message him and say, hey, don't associate with Hassan. That's fucking
Way
nuts.
out of line. And also, he's kind of joking about it, making a joke.
He's super silly guy.
I can't say that I liked it, but he's making a joke. Like,
Yeah, he's super silly guy, and like at the end of the day, I don't even know.
Super
how serious
silly
he's being,
and
but-
a guy.
So, epic own, bro. You fucking got me again.
Because you're coping. So you're just going to tuck your tail between your legs and never mention on your podcast that mentions everything. You're bringing up some fucking connection I have on Twitter. Someone mocks you on a stream, you're not touching it. Fuck you, you're a coward. It's just his job.
You don't know what you're talking about.
It's hard to argue with people that are this dumb.
Yeah.
Because, bro, it's not the same fucking thing. Stavros saying something on Hassan's podcast, it's not the same thing as you and Anissa being friends with people that called CP, that helped CPS come to our house. It's not the same. Okay? It's not rocket science.
Valid.
But it's just what he does for his job. You know, he doesn't mean it. We're actually good friends. You know,
Who says I'm good friends with him? Why are you inventing?
It's not just me, right?
This has got to be like a snark thing. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm not friends with Stavros. I'm not good friends with Stavros.
Oh, also, I can't forget about Matt Lieb. Matt
Good.
Lieb is in this, like, middle tier. His valuable association is Rhett and Link. So, Rhett and Link, conveniently, are also in this...
So he's saying, I'm trying to get to Rhett Link. I don't even know what the fuck how he explains that.
category of popular and powerful men who Ethan does not want to burn bridges with.
Why, dude? Rhett and Link didn't say anything about me. Why would I burn Rhett and Link? That's stupid. That's even logical.
Though he's sniffing around.
This guy Matt Lieb, he works for Good Mythical Morning. Of all people, this guy Matt Lieb, who apparently is a producer for Good Mythical Morning. Well, this guy works for Good Mythical Morning. You'll notice, no, Ian bravely does not explain my problem with Matt Lieb, although he does show it on screen, that he platforms someone like Bad Empanada. That's my problem, and he does not even explain that. In fact, he pretends like Bad Empanada, who's at the center of a lot of this, doesn't exist, which is very convenient because he's just an evil dude that everybody hates. Acting like he's wholesome, and he's bringing on somebody that wants to kill my wife, or in a video game. And I think he should be fired, frankly. And I hope he is fired. Yeah. He's pathetic, and he interviewed a fucking, basically a terrorist. Yeah.
I think Ethan only respects power right now.
So do you think Bad Empanada is cool? I mean, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
Which is one.
I don't know who that man is. Sorry to this man. You know? If he really did that whole thing with the video game and the wife and the killing and the murder and all the thing, that's awful. And he definitely should not be a valid source of information.
Reasons I made this video in the first place is because he thinks I'm weak. He thinks a lot of these other creators that he's gone out of his way to attack, he thinks that they're weak, and he thinks they're a target that he can bully. He can
dumb as fuck. Like, the cry bullying with them is just incredible. These people started this shit. They talk shit about me, and I respond.
Manipulate, he can send lawsuits to, and I want him to know that we're not going to be bullied. You're being a piece of shit, and we're going to call you out.
So here's the button. You've got a video. Oh, brother, he goes after the button. And what's going to only be described as...
Now you've gone too far.
It's just confusing. It's just a poorly conceived, aimless, bro. I think, obviously, his video, it's doing well view-wise. It has like it has over 50% dislikes, so clearly there's a lot of people that don't like it. But what interests me, I think what's indicative of just how nonsensical this entire hate movement is against me, is that you cannot watch this video and think it's actually good. It doesn't even make sense.
No, and if it's for somebody that hasn't been following the story, this must be like the most incoherent mess.
It just seems like some personal, like, got drama. It has that many likes, of course. Oh, yeah. I think that thing's pretty accurate based on what I've checked in against my own videos. Anywho, let's see what he says about the button.
I play for that kid with the dream, dragging his racket around the court.
And you got an audio. We're hitting both.
Wait, they paused it?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's no
shit.
need.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize. It went off the rails there.
It was just
Holy
too
shit.
tempting watching you do it. It's like it's so tactile and fun to hit.
His wig's off.
You had to do it.
Has he always been bald?
So this seems to
think
be
he's
like
always
the
been
eff-
bald.
the
That
most
was a
effort
dumb
he's put into
question.
This video is source like every time I've clicked, it's taken forever, and the payoff for this is non-existent. It's just so stupid.
I like that. It looks like a weight loss video. Like your weight loss
Ah,
journey.
that's true. Thank you, bro, for the progress vid.
You can literally see how we laugh a lot of times because it's also like a bit, you know, when we use it. Sometimes it goes both ways.
It's silly. We use it all the time to be funny.
Yeah.
It's just, it's like. So stupid.
Hey,
And
the
also,
button for me, bro.
also, having a kill switch is the most common thing in the world in broadcast. Everybody has it.
responsible.
Just because you are like, fuck, I'm trying not to like have a shoestring operation here. I want to have a professional operation, and so we have the ability, like I'd say all other major broadcasts, to have a kill switch.
Very few streamers though, and
Well-
something that could really benefit. Look into it.
I think
The Ross
it's a
air
good
cleaner,
idea.
everybody, highly recommend it.
It really is a good idea. I don't know how he can explain otherwise.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a responsible thing to do.
He's like, you know what, bro? You shouldn't self-censor. You should allow every offensive thing you say
Yeah.
out on the internet, so we can judge you for that. I don't want to go there.
Yes.
There's no point.
Let's leave.
Yeah, we are
there's no
laughing.
need. Yeah.
I don't want to do that. But shit, like, how
Yeah.
pathetic are you? Also, bro, this isn't Schindler's List. What's with the dramatic music? I'm hitting a button. We're laughing and smiling most of the time. Like, bro actually thinks he's Schindler right now.
I could have saved more.
I could have saved more if there was only
Sent
one less
the
button.
fucking
What a stupid fucking loser. Jesus criminy, dude. Don't worry if I don't have it all now. I don't like pedophile. Like the Eye of Sauron.
randomly saying
I see you out there.
PDF
guys.
file and stuff is pretty wild.
You'll be living with your parents for a lot longer, buddy. Yes, please. I want to be a big deal.
He edited. He put together this collage. He took the time. Someone did.
My Esteban era.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun walk down memory lane.
You
Man, we
look
should
so
you know what?
insane like that.
We should
still.
repost this because I think it's a fun video. We just got to change the music.
I like how intense and dramatic it is.
You like it? Okay.
Yeah, it's hype.
I have to say, Esteban is really looking good.
I fuck with Esteban.
Oh my goodness,
Even to
Eli.
this day. I need to shave a little bit to clean it up, but I think it works for me. Thank you so much. Did the watch for you? Can I see it?
Oh God, come on.
Listen,
Oh.
this man.
Oh, Waddles says that he found all those buttons.
What?
I hate that I made this editor's life so much easier. Waddle's the guy who runs h3lore.com.
Oh, you have
Because he has a page with every button.
Okay, so I take it back. He actually didn't put
He
any
did
work. into
nothing.
it. He continues to put effort.
We picked the music. He picked some music.
Oh my God.
Don't feel bad, Waddles. You're just doing your best. Thank you so much. I had this watch reset.
If anything, it just makes more sense because we were like, why is there so much research gone into the button,
Yeah,
but not everything else?
Just board. Oh my God, that's expensive to resize it. $300 to
Whoa.
resize it. Holy. So,
What?
but the thing is, they had to cut it. You had to take. I mean,
Why are we doing this right
What
now?
a fucking peak.
That's crazy. They also sent you a message that you should only keep it laying down like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I shouldn't put it on a winder.
But,
Really?
I don't know why.
I'm not
Let's see if
interested in
this goes
his
faster,
watch.
guys.
Is this the...
I mean, what a.
What's on your mind, Dion?
A sensitive skin. And how Old Spice total
$300,
body
girl.
isn't on it.
Gabby, is there anything you want to share?
How much was the watch?
A failure in,
Pay my
in
rent,
research
you know?
and preparation.
Not
It's just
interested.
factually just completely.
Which, like, we talked about it for months and then
You know
took
what's
time
funny?
to get it. Like, it's not just like an Amazon purchase.
You know what's so funny? He's blurring her face as to be like, I'm a hero and I don't want to include you, but I have to.
He didn't have to.
You
include
didn't
it.
even have to include her. You lied and made it about her when it wasn't even about her.
It was about something that, frankly, was more serious. Like,
Right.
would have, not to help you out here, Ian, but I feel like that would have been a better point to make.
Well, the problem is he agrees with that one. He also,
He
I think
stands
he
head
agrees
cold.
with,
Maybe.
By the way, like the footage looks so old, so it's like
stupid. This whole video.
Probably
is so dumb.
2 years ago.
Like, I'll
now,
say
I would
this.
say.
When I watched back Gokunaro's video, there was a lot of stuff in there that I like apologized for, explained, ate crow on, stuff like that. And obviously a lot of stuff I corrected. There is not, and I'm being genuine, except with so far with the exception of
I'm hungry.
the analogy of the
That you're
black
like a
student,
you're a black student
bravely
being
attending college.
yeah, attending school. Yeah, that was probably.
There's not one poignant point made here that I feel needs to be explained, justified, or apologized
Right.
for. Not one, dude. Not a single one.
There are a couple. Like I said, Idubbbz does have some valid points. He does. He does still have some things that are valid, and just like H3 does. H3 has a lot more. Like, if we were to scale it, right? 100 being like, who's like being 100% right. I would say H3 is probably like 70-80%. You know what I mean? Especially because, I mean, if Ian's feelings were hurt because they went on their public podcast and made some big kerfuffle about everything, right? So he felt the need to make a content cop. I could understand that, you know what I mean? At least I as a person, I could see like why he would think that's necessary, but it seems like he's getting just all of the wrong information. And it also seems a little money hungry, and it doesn't seem genuine. Like if he was a longtime friend and he made this video to me, it does not seem genuine. Especially because of how many points he makes that has no evidence or context. And then this montage that he didn't even put together himself. A montage of like a kill switch, mind you, over the years. It's a little. So I think he's at a good 20-30% being right, while H3 is definitely winning, even though I don't like to see it that way.
Fuck.
Figuring out how he can change his behavior, he spent $20,000.
Dan and Hila were like, we would kill button that right now if we could. I can't change who I am.
I know. That's why the kill button is on its way.
Is on
That's
its way.
it. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
He uses the button for everything. If
Wait,
his
so he
jokes
just
don't
proved
land-
himself in his own video
He just-
again.
Yes.
Cell
Yes.
phone dubs.
The button wasn't in reaction to the cutie Cinderella thing.
So you included her for no reason, Mr. Sensitive fucking white knight.
Okay.
Great. Now you're subjecting her again to the chestnuts all over again. Blurring her doesn't erase the damage that was done from those chestnuts on that day.
There's nurse roping around their open fight.
And he's hitting the button.
It was being presented as if this the Jordan crying thing.
I hit the button.
Why?
I don't think I needed to, but you guys were giving me crickets, so I panicked.
If he's in...
That's funny. I'm sorry. Once again,
How is that an own?
I think he forgot what a joke is. I think that might be one of the big problems with this video. He's confused.
Insecure about getting something wrong, he's hitting the button.
But okay.
But that's the snark thing too. Like they take something that's obviously a joke, they'll world build on.
Snark math.
Yes.
Like girl math.
Snark
There's
math.
Snark
yeah.
math.
He's snark. He's high on snark, man.
What?
Yeah, I do.
What on this frame could Ethan have responded to? Perhaps the country flag that he got wrong? Maybe. I don't know.
If he goes on a problematic tirade, he's hitting the button.
Before, look how sad But yeah, it's not just that. Like their eyes are like big. I think you guys are wrong.
He's
on this one.
dreaming.
I think you guys are all wrong on this one.
I don't think he's unique in hitting the button. I think if all of us had buttons, we'd hit the button all the time.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Once again, I am trailblazing.
Well, let's hear the second half.
We had a
of the
great
statement.
idea to get the button, and he, after all that, agrees.
Yeah.
Fucking fascinating stuff here, guys.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money.
That's
on
where I
fake
would have put
editors.
an
Done.
ad
I'm getting back on
too.
track with fact checker. Fresh, never.
But if you don't have it, you operate differently. You think about what you're saying. You maybe
I don't know why
plan
it
for
does
your
that.
show
I open the menu. Why does it open it there?
It didn't show.
Okay.
It hadn't loaded yet.
a little bit
But
more.
it did. We could
You
have
maybe
used the
say,
button.
I'm not going to have
Once
my
again.
podcast.
Privacy. I mean, that's that's like the most greatest.
How
release.
irresponsible.
Yeah.
Probably been the most use case of the button has been you accidentally opening things that show private information.
The button is undoubtedly a force for good. It's a force for good in this world.
Yeah.
And to stand against that.
It's like telling somebody don't go to therapy. I don't know. It's like it's only a net positive.
What's next? Like,
Even OBS has hotkeys for muting yourself or turning off your camera or ending the stream.
Against the plow?
The plow?
Yeah, humans advance. We have new ideas. Are you against progress? What plow?
Like early agriculture? Is
Yeah,
that,
what are you
like,
fucking
okay.
against the
He's got that hunter-gatherer mindset.
what's wrong with you, dude? You don't even use a scythe? What's up?
Video.
I wish you had the bottom one.
Also, the H3 community and Ethan himself use the phrase goblin mode all the time to excuse a
This
lot
is
of
the
the
Mika rhetoric thing with
He
the
actually-
goblin mode.
He has a problem with goblin mode.
How did this make the cut? How did goblin mode make the cut?
Hi everyone, it's me again.
Dude, he's literally, I'll say it. I think Mika's video was better.
At least it was more entertaining.
She at least introduced this concept of this being a criticism of me, the goblin mode thing.
I think we were laughing, at least.
I've also vouched for Jewish people.
Yeah, that's great.
Also that, I mean, that was a plus.
He stands on the shoulder of giants, like Mika. Oh my god, this is fucking fantastic.
Play
The
the
whole end from here, the run is like just more and more unreal. You know?
I see some people in the chat
I've-
saying to you, Ethan, that is why we're watching Do Not Change.
Duh, that's not what do you want from me? He's like, oh, don't be a messy bitch and don't fucking express yourself honestly. Can you just not express yourself honestly for a
Can
day?
you just make a more boring show for us, Ethan?
You know, please just watch it.
all the time to excuse a lot of his shitty behavior or make it seem less bad.
I've been diagnosed with goblin mode, actually.
By claiming that what happens is he just gets into this like uncontrolled state he refers to as goblin
I
mode.
do not call myself goblin mode.
Yeah, yeah, that's what you did.
Goblin mode? Is that what you're calling Tourette's now?
To all victims of goblin mode, I would
Pretty funny. No.
like to issue an apology.
You got that.
Goblin mode to the.
I know, Ethan's.
Yo, shout out to Ethan's Basement, one of our biggest fans.
Remember
supporters.
Remember the days when Ethan's basement was just.
No, he
was
still
in my
is.
basement instead of my.
He's still called Ethan's Basement, and until he changes his name, I just assume that he endorses everything you say and do.
Well, I moved from.
His icon is a picture of you. How could he not support you, right?
Literally me. I mean,
Right?
He must really look up to me.
I think so.
Love him.
I can't believe Mika made it into a content cop.
Not only that.
So that was Mika. Noted. Also, I think that there are some valid points in goblin mode and whatnot. Because you don't have to be so aggressive, like I've already said in the stream so far. Like, he's a little aggressive. I can see that, but it is still a joke.
He's literally stealing her
It's
intellectual
oral flow,
property.
dude.
He's biting from Mika rhetoric. That's fucking
Hi
fantastic.
everyone.
I run.
It's fantastic.
Say, You're goblin mode. Look how many times you paused it.
I'm trying, bro.
And I don't think there's no room for using the term goblin mode. I like the idea that you're defending
He's giving
yourself
space.
and the little guy by going goblin mode when a big corporation or a big entity is trying to attack you.
Like, if you fuck me over, if you steal money from me, if you patronize me, if you do any of this shit like you're trying to do to me, treat me like a fucking idiot, I'm crazy, dude. I've gone.
I mean, listen, case in point, right here in front of you. By the way, I'm not done. I'm making I think I'm going to make an H3 video this weekend in response to this, just succinctly.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Great.
You want to
Oh, we are getting out of here by 4.
What time is it?
It's 3:17.
We got plenty of time.
That's what I'm saying. In
It's
45
only
minutes,
20
we can wrap this
more.
up.
It's only 25 minutes longer.
And they
Yeah, but that's like 2
get out
hours
at
of
3.
defense time.
I take issue with that, sir.
Fucking goblin mode over way less.
But you not thinking about what you're saying, not, reflecting on your behavior, not changing your behavior, that's not goblin mode. That's being a
Where?
child.
You're only showing us old videos.
I mean, that's true. A lot of it is all old stuff.
Everything
But
he's showing is old videos. What is he talking about?
the thing is, like, the projection right now is pretty insane because, like, what I'm learning and a lot of people are learning is like, oh, he didn't change. He just changed his target.
Ian.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
talk
Right.
about the crew. I think the crew
Let's
has
not talk
not.
about the crew.
Let's not. Like you already brought them up so many times.
That's true. I am going to take a little break because I got a pee-pee. And I'm hungry. So I'll be back in about 30 minutes. And we'll get to it. Your girl needs